Well, good morning, stroke survivors. Welcome to Stroke of Genius Podcast Survivor Experience. I'm your host, Aaron Alva. Got a real unique, I'm going to be trying to do more of these type of podcasts. Let me adjust that, see if we can get back. Okay, here we go. I'm going to be doing topic podcasts. I'm going to do a sole series on stroke survivor struggles. What we go through as stroke survivors. So please put in the chat topics, things you struggle with as a stroke survivor, and I'll see if I can do podcasts on them. But today's show is on loneliness, how to overcome, and strategies you can use to overcome loneliness, because it's a real common issue. I mean, I don't know if you guys know this, but the reason I created Stroke TV Media is I contain stroke survivors because I suffered from severe loneliness and depression. So much so I was suicidal for a while. No, not anymore. But I'm going to share a bit of my strategies I use to overcome my own loneliness. I still fight it to this day, 14 years post stroke. I still fight loneliness to this day. And I want to do more and more on isolation and loneliness because they go hand in hand, really. If you're lonely, you're probably depressed. And if you're lonely, you're probably isolating yourself. And that really was the reason I built this community, so we could join together and come together as a community, combat loneliness. And want to get how that plays into you. So let's get right into this. There's a topic. So let's ask, what is loneliness? What is loneliness? Sadness, because one has no friends or company. And leads to depression and stuff. But I'm telling you, what stroke does to us, it makes us lonely. I mean, I can remember when I first had my stroke. But I used to lay in bed, I paralyzed, barely could talk at that time. And the only person that really understood me as a state by my side this whole time, last 14 years, is my wife, Rebecca Avila. But I ended with a severe loneliness. I felt estranged from the world, from other people. I had no friends. I had no communication. But the friends I had 14 years post now, pretty much all my family and friends have all left. The only one that stayed with me, like I said earlier, was Rebecca, whom I love so much. So, what is loneliness, you say, girl? What is loneliness? Let's be clear on the next slide. How do I do this? I wonder. Hold on. A little bit of guys. Okay, all humans, why do we get lonely? All human beings are designed to be social creatures. We're designed to live in tribes and communities. So why does stroke leave us lonely? Because it isolates us. Because it separates us from those people being in around. We can't function like we used to. So you inside of us, we have this desire to be social. So when you have a stroke, it separates you, pulls you back your ability to engage with people. Therefore, you isolate yourself and begin to get lonely because you can't socialize anymore like you used to. What is the definition of social? Social refers to an interaction and relationship among people involving communication, behavior, and community. Engagement within a society. You guys, the reason I created Second Chance Stroke Survivors, and I've always, you will notice, I've always called us a community, not a group. For me, it's kind of a stickler. I always wanted, because I saw us as a community, a tribe basically of stroke survivors. Um, but I want you to realize I know how it feels. I'm not sitting here saying I've got it all down. I don't. I'm on a journey. In fact, my goal is to write a book this year called Stroke the Journey Within. Because through this loneliness, I turn my thoughts, my mind, my thinking inward towards myself. My stroke became a journey within. As you go through this loneliness, I want you to understand you're designed. You were created by God to be social. You're created to be with other people. It's how we're made as humans. So I want you to be aware. And by the way, this is going to be a series. I've been on doing a series on this. I'm trying to get a clinician to come on next Wednesday to talk about loneliness. So let's move on. I guess I really want you to realize that you were designed to interact with other human beings. You're not designed to interact or stay lonely in a room by yourself. You aren't. So if you want to overcome loneliness, you've got to put yourself in with other people like yourself. And that's where a group comes in. So if you've experienced loneliness after a stroke, put in chat if you've experienced loneliness like I have. Put in chat if you have experienced loneliness. So I want to remind you, what are some strategies we can use as stroke survivors to overcome loneliness? We've already determined that you and I, all human beings on the face of the planet, were designed to live in communities, to socially interact with each other. It's inside of us. It's something we desire inside. It's like breathing. It's like we can't do without it. So what happens is we have a stroke. It separates us because it takes away our ability to be social. So what's that? What is the outcome, or what is the outcome of being separated? We become lonely. I know many stroke survivors that live their life by themselves. They live their life in one couch, one room, whatever. It's not the way you were designed to be. So I am here to tell you today, you can overcome loneliness. I have to overcome. I still battle. I don't want you to take it down, but the overwhelming loneliness that occurs after stroke does go away. There are strategies you can use that will get rid of it. What is a number one resource to overcome loneliness? What is our number one resource to overcome loneliness? It seems simple, but and some of us take it for granted. You reach out to other stroke survivors like us, like you, within our group, within a community called Second Chance Stroke Survivors on Facebook. If you're not a member of Second Chance Stroke Survivors on Facebook, go in there and just search Second Chance Stroke Survivors on Facebook. Join the community. We're a community over 6,000 members strong. And that really, if you want to overcome, be less lonely, less isolated, post more, interact more within a group. We have a resource. And a lot of times I know about most of our group that's not take advantage of this. I watch posts. Post questions, post what you're doing, post videos, what you got going. Use this as your number one go-to resource for loneliness. Second Chance Stroke Survivor community on Facebook. Reach out to your fellow stroke survivors. That really is what is going to help you combat and fight loneliness. I want to make clear to you that we have something at our fingertips, a resource, and that is our community. Because I was watching a post a while back, and this one stroke survivor said, "No one understands me as stroke survivor. I feel isolated. No one understands me." And that's really not true. There is people that understand you as a stroke survivor. That's your fellow stroke survivors. So you reach out to your fellow stroke survivors. They do understand what it's like. They do understand the battleless thing we call loneliness. It's really, really important. You would be surprised how you could be used in other stroke survivors' lives by just talking to them. Say hi to each other. Post in the group, in the community. You will see a difference in your attitude. Your loneliness will begin to go away. So I want you to tune in next Wednesday because I do my very best to get a clinician on the show, on the podcast. They'll help us understand loneliness. They'll help us understand what it means to be lonely and what we could do to overcome it. So, I want to tell you a little bit about me. When I first had my stroke and my brain aneurysm, I can remember many, many times laying in my bed, just being lonely. All I could do is watch TV, and TV will not get rid of loneliness. It will just mask it, but it's covered up. So if you're one that watches a lot of TV, it's just prolonging the inevitable. When lights go on, there's dead silence, you'll then feel loneliness. The only way that you can overcome loneliness is utilize that number one strategy. Reach out to other stroke survivors in the world. I really want to see our Second Chance Stroke Survivors community more and more posts. So take your time today, if you would, and post something encouraging. Say hi. Tell people how you're feeling in the community. Whatever. that just that reaching out and engaging with other stroke survivors will combat your loneliness. I like this out. I think probably for me, I told you earlier, I built Second Chance Stroke survivors to overcome my own loneliness. But now, you guys think I built what I built for you at night. I love you. Don't get me wrong. But I built what I built so we none of us to be alone anymore. I can eat the darkness energy that I used to feel for being so lonely. I had to build something that I didn't want anybody else to go through that. Yeah, Jamie Parrish. By the way, hey Jamie, thanks. Here's, let me give a shout out this. Let me give some pause for a second. This is my brother, Bryce Bryn, and from North Carolina. So here's a shout out to North Carolina. And here's a shout out to Jamie Parrish in the United Kingdom. Thank you for being here, guys. I appreciate it. But if you've experienced that loneliness, put in the group in the community, Second Chance Stroke Survivors. Maybe you overcame it. If I put in shout out what you do to overcome loneliness, and it's not watching television. That's I put a band-aid over loneliness. But TV will not get rid of loneliness, just pacify you. But I want you to know, people, I am not the person to everything down. I don't have all things together. I don't. I put on my stroke one leg at a time like you. So I want to make sure that you do not elevate me into oh, he's got everything. No, I don't. I know what it's like to be lonely. I know what it's like to feel isolated. In fact, I don't know about you, but for me, I lost pretty much all of my family and friends. There's only a couple that stayed with me. I'm curious, how many of you out there lost most of your friends and family? See, you ended up getting one of them a stroke. But as time went on, they left. That's where it goes. And really, that loneliness began to set in. But then I started reaching out, building relationship with my other stroke survivors, and boy, did that help me. So my encouragement to you today is reach out to other fellow stroke survivors. You'd be amazed how it will change your attitude. And again, you go to Stroke TV, tons, hundreds of videos there for you to enjoy and to utilize for your own self. So I encourage you to do that. This give me the shorter podcast. I'm talking to a clinician. That's going to be hopefully next week. And we're going to be talking about this guy's a certified, credentialed psychologist. So we'll talk about loneliness somewhat. But I wanted to say, I'm going to cut this podcast so short. I love you guys. I want you to be happy and to live a fulfilled, purposeful life. Remember, this podcast really is designed to be here for you. So please tell your friends. Thank you for being here. Love you guys. Bye.